What's up, Newmans? Today I want to talk about our mind pillar and discuss several ways that we can strengthen our intellect, cognitive functions, and levels of consciousness, the three main areas our minds are responsible for. You'll find that many items on this list not only positively affects our minds, but our bodies and spirits as well, proving that the health of one pillar ultimately influences the wellness of the other two. So let's get right into it. Number 1, quit smoking cigarettes. That is, if you do smoke them. An Archives of Internal Medicine study published in 2010 found that individuals who smoked more than 2 packs of cigarettes a day had twice the rate of dementia when they were older. Those who smoked between half and 1 pack a day had a 44% increased risk of developing dementia. Even the lowest level of smoker had a 37% increased risk. In addition to smoking cigarettes, abusing alcohol and or excessive drinking is also a major risk factor for dementia. So if we do choose to drink, it's best to limit ourselves to 2 drinks a day. Number 2, engage in a positive mindset. In the field of psychology, there is a well-known effect that is referred to by psychologists as the Pygmalion effect, or the Rosenthal and Jacobson 1968 finding, whereby teachers, often unknowingly, expect more of particular students, who then in turn strive to meet those expectations. What this research suggests, therefore, is that if we set high standards for ourselves and are helped to believe that achieving them is possible, they will become possible. In another study conducted by social psychologists Aronson and colleagues in 2001, members of an educationally disadvantaged community were taught to believe that it is possible to become more intelligent. The children from that group showed improved mathematical ability compared to a matched control group of children who were not encouraged to raise their expectations of what is possible. Therefore, a positive yet realistic mindset matters. Number 3, maintain high levels of mental activity. Our brains are very adaptive to progressive and varied stimulation, much like our muscles. The more we properly engage it, the stronger it will become, and vice versa. Keeping our brains mentally active is always a good idea. Now, fun activities like crosswords and Sudoku, for example, stimulate the gray matter in our brains and have long been suspected by neuroscientists to help slightly improve our cognitive abilities. Such activities encourage new connections between nerve cells and may even help the brain to generate new cells, developing neurological plasticity. Even struggling to understand a map or a poorly designed furniture assembly guide will exercise our spatial and reasoning abilities. Additionally, one of the simplest things we can do to make our brains sweat is to try to understand points of view that we do not agree with. Listening to arguments that make no sense to us and then trying to find some sense in them can help us open our minds. Number 4, extending our education. The idea that our intelligence or IQ score is fixed for life is a controversial one. However, evidence in support of this is weakening in light of some recent studies. One such study was published by Norwegian scientists Christian N. Brinch and Taryn Ann Galloway. Their study involved examining the effects of an increase in the duration of compulsory schooling from 7 to 9 years in Norway in the 1960s. The researchers fortunately had access to excellent records of cognitive ability taken by the military for all eligible males at age 19 and used these to calculate the IQ of each individual in the study. They found that IQ had risen by 0.6 of a point on average for all Norwegian males over that period of the study, but had risen by 3.7 points for every extra year of schooling received. Therefore, extending our education, whether that be through schooling or gaining knowledge through books and the internet, can definitely provide us with improvements to our cognitive abilities and intellect. Number 5, building quality relationships. Now, strong social ties have been associated with lower risks of dementia, as well as lower blood pressure and longer life expectancy. And it turns out that the more diverse the types of friends we have, the more they challenge us to think creatively. They provide us with information that we would not normally have, and they give us different perspectives on everything. Figuratively speaking, they keep our minds open. And an important thing to remember is quality over quantity when it comes to building social relationships. Number 6, physical exercise. Exercising increases our blood flow, which in turn increases the amount of oxygen and glucose our brain receives. It generally involves physical coordination, so our brain also gets a workout as it coordinates all of our physical movements. Additionally, exercise helps with the growth of new brain cells and the connections between them by promoting the production of 3 essential growth factors called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, insulin-like growth factor, and endothelial growth factor. These 3 minimize inflammation, grow new blood vessels, and slow down cellular self-destruction. A good workout can also awaken dormant stem cells in the hippocampus, a part of the brain that controls our memory system. Number 7, improving our diet. Having a diet that consists of the proper amounts of micro and macronutrients that our bodies require will ultimately benefit our brains. Some foods in specific, for example, broccoli, spinach, tomatoes, and omega-3 fatty acids found in oily fish, appear to improve memory and overall brain function. Protein, which we can take in through meat, eggs, beans, and peas, contain high levels of amino acids such as tyrosine, which in turn create neurons to produce the very important neurotransmitters norepinephrine and dopamine, which are associated with mental alertness. Also, poor diet may lead to an unhealthy microbiota, which may then result in a leaky gut, allowing toxins and bacteria to enter our bloodstream. Continuously leaking toxins will increase susceptibility to chronic systemic inflammation, as well as disturbances to our cognition and mood. Number 8, meditate. In recent years, psychologists have become more interested in the ancient practice of meditation. Meditation techniques can vary widely, but they all have in common some sort of focus on breathing and achieving a calm state of mind. Personally, for me, I meditate whenever I exercise, specifically weight training. It forces me to intently focus on the weights I'm trying to lift, using my mind and muscle connection, as well as focusing on my breathing during these lifts. Research is showing that meditation improves concentration and memory. In one study published in the journal Frontiers in Human Neuroscience, Professor Eileen Lutters of UCLA reported that long-term meditators were found to have larger amounts of gyrification or folding of the brain cortex, allowing their brains to process information faster and more efficiently. Another study published in the Journal of Neuroimaging in 2009 found that those who meditate have more cell density in the hippocampus and frontal lobes, which are associated with memory and forward planning and control of behavior, respectively. And number 9, getting quality sleep. Our brains do not shut off when we are asleep. There's actually quite a lot of work going on, and much of it involves consolidating the learning that took place during that day. Psychologists have long understood that our dreams, for example, are really just a reflection of all the work our brains are doing, trying to make sense of all the information we have been taking in, but have not yet fully interpreted and made sense of. So in a way, we really can solve problems and make sense of things by sleeping on it. On the other hand, if we do not sleep properly, we can lose the benefit of our learning experiences. We will also not learn as well the following day. Now, adults need on average between 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night to reap maximal health benefits and perform at their cognitive peak each day. It's important to add that any more rest than we actually need will paradoxically be detrimental to our health in the long run. Therefore, it's important that we identify exactly how much sleep works the best for us and maintaining consistent sleeping habits. So those are 9 ways that we can strengthen our minds. It's important to remember that some of these things may work better for us than others. So identify and implement what works best for you. If you guys have any additional methods, which I did not mention in this video, that you use to strengthen your mind, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more related content. I put out videos weekly. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, feel free to leave it in the comment section below or inbox me personally. You can also find links to my email, Instagram, and Facebook in the About section of this channel. And as always, thanks for watching, humans. I'll see you in the next one.